starting position 1-1. Change transquarter, transquarter, C3. Change transquarter, transquarter, 1-1. Starting position 2-1. Change transquarter, transquarter, D3. Change transquarter, transquarter, 2-1. Starting position 3-1. Change transquarter, transquarter, A3. Change transquarter, transquarter, 3-1. Starting position 4-1. Change transquarter, transquarter, B3. Change transquarter, transquarter, 4-1. Starting position 1-2. Change transquarter, transquarter, C4. Change transquarter, transquarter, 1-2. Starting position 2-2. Change transquarter, transquarter, D4. Change transquarter, transquarter, 2-2. Starting position 3-2. Change transquarter, transquarter, A4. Change transquarter, transquarter, 3-2. Starting position 4-2. Change transquarter, transquarter, B4. Change transquarter, transquarter, 4-2. Starting position 1-1. Transquarter, change transquarter, 3C. Transquarter, change transquarter, 1-1. Starting position 1-2. Transquarter, change transquarter, 3D. Transquarter, change transquarter, 1-2. Starting position 1-3. Transquarter, change transquarter, 3A. Transquarter, change transporter, 1-3. Starting position 1-4. Transporter, change transporter, 3B. Transporter, change transporter, 1-4. Starting position 2-1. Transporter, change transporter, 4C. Transporter, change transporter, 2-1. Starting position 2-2. Transporter, change transporter, 4D. Transporter, change transporter, 2-2. Starting position 2-3. Transporter, change transporter, 4A. Transporter, change transporter, 2-3. Starting position 2-4. Transporter, change transporter, 4B. Transporter, change transporter, 2-4. Starting position AA. Change transporter, transporter, 3C. Change transporter, transporter, AA. Starting position BA. Change transporter, transporter, 4C. Change transporter, transporter, BA. Starting position CA. Change transporter, transporter, 1C. Change transporter, transporter, CA. Starting position DA. Change transporter, transporter, 2C. Change transporter, transporter, DA. Starting position AB. Change transporter, transporter, 3D. Change transporter, transporter, AB. Starting position BB. Change transporter, transporter, 4D. Change transporter, transporter, BB. Starting position CB. Change transporter, transporter, 1D. Change transporter, transporter, CB. Starting position DB. Change transporter, transporter, 2D. Change transporter, transporter, DB. Starting position AA. Transporter, change transporter, C3. Transporter, change transporter, AA. Starting position AB. Transporter, change transporter, C4. Transporter, change transporter, AB. Starting position AC. Transporter, change transporter, C1. Transporter, change transporter, AC. Starting position AD. Transporter, change transporter, C2. Transporter, change transporter, AD. Starting position ABA. Transporter, change transporter, D3. Transporter, change transporter, BA. Starting position BB. Transporter, change transporter, D4. Transporter, change transporter, BB. Starting position BC. Transporter, change transporter, D1. Transporter, change transporter, BC. Starting position BD. Transporter, change transporter, D2. Transporter, change transporter, BD. Starting position 1A. Change transporter, transporter, CC. Change transporter, transporter, 1A. Starting position 2A. Change transporter, transporter, DC. Change transporter, transporter, 2A. Starting position 3A. Change transporter, transporter, AC. Change transporter, transporter, 3A. Starting position 4A. Change transporter, transporter, BC. Change transporter, transporter, 4A. Starting position 1B. change transquarter, transquarter, CD, change transquarter, transquarter, 1B, starting position 2B, change transquarter, transquarter, DD, change transquarter, transquarter, 2B, starting position 3B, change transquarter, transquarter, AD, change transquarter, transquarter, 3B, starting position 4B, change transquarter, transquarter, BD, change transquarter, transquarter, 4B. Starting position A1, transquarter, change transquarter, CC, transquarter, change transquarter, A1, starting position A2, transquarter, change transquarter, CD, transquarter, change transquarter, A2, starting position A3, transquarter, change transquarter, CA, transquarter, change transquarter, A3, starting position A4, transporter, change transporter, CB, transporter, change transporter, A1, starting position B1, transporter, change transporter, DC, transporter, change transporter, B1, starting position B2, transporter, change transporter, DD, transporter, change transporter, B2, starting position B3, transporter, change transporter, DA, transporter, change transporter, B3, starting position B4, transporter, change transporter, DB, transporter, change transporter, B4. Starting position A1, change transporter, transporter, 3-3, change transporter, transporter, A1, starting position B1, change transporter, transporter, 4-3, change transporter, transporter, B1, starting position C1, change transporter, transporter, 1-3, change transporter, transporter, C1, starting position D1, change transporter, transporter, 2-3, change transporter, transporter, D1, starting position A2, change transporter, transporter, 3-4, change transporter, transporter, A2, starting position B2, change transporter, transporter, 4-4, change transporter, transporter, B2, starting position C2, change transporter, transporter, 1-4, change transporter, transporter, C2, starting position D2, change transporter, transporter, 2-4, change transporter, transporter, D2. Starting position 1A, transporter, change transporter, 3-3, transporter, change transporter, 1A, starting position 1B, transporter, change transporter, 3-4, transporter, change transporter, 1B, starting position 1C, transporter, change transporter, 3-1, transporter, change transporter, 1C, starting position 1D, transporter, change transporter, 3-2, transporter, change transporter, 1D, starting position 2A, transporter, change transporter, 4-3, transporter, change transporter, 2A, starting position 2B, transporter, change transporter, 4-4, transporter, change transporter, 2B, starting position 2C, transporter, change transporter, 4-1, transporter, change transporter, 2C, starting position 2D, transporter, change transporter, 4-2, transporter, change transporter, 2D.